In this, yeah, a lot of people have asked that, and actually, we're going to remove that in the subsequent version. So, because it's one additional click. The answer was just that we didn't code it that way to begin with.
What was the question?
Well, why press the report button? Why not just have it live, a live update? It's all to do with the fact that it populates a text box which you can then edit. So what we can do is have two boxes, one with the generation report which live updates without any report button, and another box that we put already. Jonathan?
Yeah, really nice issue there about the guideline compliance being dynamic as you do it. What's the rules engine, and how do the rules have to be stored? What's the rule syntax?
Right, well, I think we can, are we still plugged in there?
Yes.
We'll just show you that, because we spent a lot of time, we started off with three quite complex trees. So the development team spent quite a lot of time modelling those trees in such a way that you can modify the algorithm without recoding. And with a bit of luck, you can show that bit of the administration section.
But why do we wait? Are you using something like medical logic modules or Arden or?
No, it's just
coded rules.
Coded up from scratch.
Okay, because at the other end of that, NICE are trying to work out how they can deliver the machine executable rules in the future as well as the human readable. And I wonder where the meeting point's in.
Well, interesting, we've got NICE coming down in a couple of weeks to talk exactly about that. So I'll tell you, but at the moment this is just a system. You showed us a bit first. We've drawn the retina there with the lesions on it. And that automatically populates. You see the difference between the right hand side and the left hand side. So instead of it all being green, the system, once the diagram has been saved, has turned the drawing into different pictures. It can be overridden, and we can click on these to get the guidelines, and we can code from here. So we can turn it all
But
green.
if it was a completely different guideline in another area of the system, how much would they have in common? I mean, in sort of coding terms, would each one have been written separately to do it?
Yes, and that's right. I mean, with general underlying text definition of the guide. But those guidelines are very different from the other issues. We can't show the other three, but specifically show that later. But essentially it's a way of adding branches in the tree and questions in a way that can be done without recoding. So new.
So I visited the VA last year and saw their retinal screening program. I presume that now you've got satellite sensors using the same EPR, you can do remote reporting in telemedicine, side consultation.
Well, it's effectively, it's not quite telemedicine. But yes, we're using the same EPR. So if a patient comes into Moorfields e-living, then the consultant will also sit in row and see all the information that's gathered, including the drawings and subsequently images once we've integrated the images. We've also got a virtual clinic in development, so that actually, at the moment it's please look at this patient, but that can be done electronically. So when you log in, you've got an inbox of requests to see certain patients and comment. And that's going to be a very powerful way of allowing more efficient use of consultants and digital techniques.
They'd actually centralise their reporting of retinal screening, so that technicians took the photographs of sort of satellite, and they're essentially reported by the consultant.
Yes, and that's exactly the point. Because it's a very efficient use. We don't need a consultant out there, very expensive skill set, just looking at retina. Someone else can do that. They need to make decisions, and they can do that at or on the beach.
In Moorfields, it's more straightforward because it's all homology. But in your sister sites where you've got open eyes for running in a small section of the hospital, how do you handle the various requests that you're making for open eyes and all the physicians in all the specialties see them? So, say like radiology requests or blood requests or pharmacy prescriptions, correspondence. How do the two sides of the hospital, the ophthalmology side or everyone else, mesh?
Yeah. Well, it's because of our financial model, we hold the contract with the CCGs, even if we're in hospital. So look at Georgia, for example. We have a contract with their Moorfields patients. We run our software, our apps, and our paper notes. So we have separate paper notes. So even though we're in the hospital, the integration between the ophthalmology department and the rest of the hospital is absolutely minimal, which is very interesting because people in general hospital always say, oh, you have to have this communication. In fact, we're in 21 sites where communication isn't there at all. It doesn't mean we don't see patients, but the notes are completely separate. We have local deals with pharmacies and so on, so the output of this, when it's printed, the format of that will vary according to the site, so that it's accessible to the local hospital pharmacy. And we have separate investigation requests, which we intend to build into this as well, but at the moment I think.
Yeah, can I follow up? You know, from NHS that we want to see many fewer commissioned specialised tertiary services in the next round. That doesn't mean delivered to fewer places, it means fewer being commissioned. That's very close to what you're describing there. So you mentioned the financial cut matches the information cut, but on those other sites, are there clinical governance problems, or the director of finance, or transport wants to know how many people have gone in that? How much data do you actually have to pass into the estate hosting institution for other purposes?
Very little. All they're interested in is getting their rent paid. So that's their main interest. But there are some crossover examples. So taking George's, for example, even though there are patients, we use their anaesthetists. And so those anaesthetists have honorary contracts, so the clinical governance is split. So we, as medical director, when we said, oh, I didn't want to clinically govern anaesthetists.
But as they get clever and they want to schedule their anaesthetists, you're going to have to add another stream in, aren't you?
Yeah.
Because that's not different. And I wonder how big those are once the other people get as clever.
Well, you mean the other subspecialties?
No, the hosting institution that is supplying, what else do they supply for you on-site? Laboratory medicine, all of that, yes? You know, how many bits are you going to have to add on?
Well, because some of the host institutions are getting very granular about that. You know, they don't want to charge fixed rent, which was the deal we had at George's. They want to charge for use of pretty much everything. So they're interested in very detailed output usage statistics, consumables, investigations.
What you effectively document report rather than interface.
Just again following on from this conversation, think about the patients themselves. They come up with illnesses how does this information get available to
Well, on request, or if they refer a patient, they obviously get a letter back with all the details, just as if they're referring the patient to outside. But surprisingly enough, it causes hardly any problems. And that's, I think, that works okay for ophthalmology. For other specialties it might not, but really most non-ophthalmologists are not particularly interested in what's going on in ophthalmology. I mean, the big area is diabetes. So as ophthalmologists, we want to know what's happening with the diabetes, and the diabeticians want to know what's happening with ophthalmology. But there's very close liaison with diabetes departments in all those sites, even though the notes are separate. So copies of letters, copies of reports, etc. Case study meetings.
Consent in identifying the right patient and signatures and how people will come there. Do you require consent electronically?
No. Well, yes and no. What we're not doing is recording recording the consent signature. So the consent event records the risks and benefits, which are pulled from the table, which is great. It's printed out, and there's an electronic record for people to see. But at the moment, the patient signs the printed out copy, and that goes into the paper notes. But we need to deal with that because in a year or so, we want to have no paper notes around the system. They're all full bricks here, by the way, but we lost one. We just checked that they're waiting out Sarah. So, have you chat with Colin about this on DHL have delivered something, capture your signature, it ticks all the legal boxes,